What's up, everybody? Welcome back to My Twisted Life and TV. I'm Poetry. You are here for another recap and review of This Is Us, Season 5, Episode 5, A Long Road Home, A Long Way Home. Y'all know I be messing up the titles lately. Oh my goodness, I don't know why. Did y'all watch last night's episode of This Is Us? We have just came back from the Christmas break or the season break, and we just on episode 5. I think I took 2 breaks already this season, which threw me off. But anywho, we gonna pick up right where we left off. It was right at the point where Kate was sitting down telling Toby about the fact that she had got pregnant by Marc when she was 18 years old. That left us in the This Is Us world tripping out. Like, what did she do with the baby? Did the baby die? Did she have a miscarriage? Did she have an abortion? We was trying to figure out all different reasons of what was going on with Kate. They made this scene so uneventful for us. She was like, okay, I was 18. I was involved with a guy who was really bad to me. And I had an abortion. And it was it. That was it. It was like no shock. I think even people who were against abortion wouldn't have been like clutching their pearls at that. It was such a drab moment that it was uneventful. And I think they intended it for it to be that way. I've been talking all day, y'all. My throat's dry. My throat's dry. I think they intended it to be that way. Toby's biggest concern was, why you didn't tell me about this? She was like, are you judging me? At first I was going to think, well, maybe because of the abortion, maybe that's why it was so hard for her to get pregnant in addition to the weight gain. But no, the whole situation with Kate and the pregnancy had everything to do with the mental scars, the emotional scars that he had left behind on her. The abuse of Marc, not necessarily Kate, but the abuse of Marc. The whole idea of they've been trying to have a baby for 2 years and she couldn't have one, and she had an abortion when she was 18. That was not even a factor. It was all about Marc. So in Kate's story, I think I'm going to go ahead and tell you these separately. Toby said she's not over the situation with Marc. If she was, she would have brought it up to him in these last 4 years. That's all they've been doing is baby talk for the past 2. But in the 4 years they've been together, she's never once spoke about Marc. So he's like, yeah, you ain't let that shit go. And she's like, yeah, yes I did. But later on through the night, she up researching him, internet stalking him to find out where he at. Well, coming to find out, he right down in San Diego. They just up the road. They ain't far from him, you know what I'm saying? So Kate says to Toby, I think it's time that I go see him. I need you to go with me. Will you roll? Toby like, yeah. Because earlier he said he wanted to go whoop his ass anyway. He was going to kill him. Going to kill him dead. And she's like, nah, that's sweet of you. But nah, I just need to go see him face to face. And Toby asked her, are you strong enough to handle this? Are you really strong enough? Well, back in the day when she was 18, remember her family was off in New York to go see Kevin on his big showcase or what have you. So she was left there alone, still wallowing in a lot of grief, still on the tail end of the breakup with Marc, and to find out that she's pregnant at the same time, she's having to deal with this alone. And a lot of times Kate has always needed backup. She needed somebody to speak up for her, stand up for her. Or Kevin usually always stood in for her. Randall does it now. Toby's doing it. She needed somebody to stick up for her. Even Jack did it at some point, you know what I'm saying? So this whole situation is dealing with her being on her own in the situation, but not necessarily being alone. They're being her own knight in shining army. What she says, the great white savior for herself, something like that. So she went to the abortion clinic, and they went through a list of things about having an abortion, and they was born in 82. She's 18, so this is 1990 now at this point. I had an abortion in 92. I don't remember it going like this, and I had my abortion in San Diego area, and I don't remember it going like this. I don't remember having to go sit down and talk with a counselor first, and then they schedule it for another day. She was saying about the law required that it took 24 hours, because the day that I went, I needed to do it then. You know what I'm saying? But I remember going in, they sat me down, they had a counselor speak to me. I want to say it was, because I didn't go to Planned Parenthood. I went to an actual abortion clinic. And I remember them sitting down. They gave me a long speech. They went through a long list of things, make sure that I'm ready. They talked to me about other choices like adoption. They talked to me about a lot of things. And then did I make that decision? Oh, I did go back the next day. I did go back another day. And I went back the other day because they said when I came in, I needed someone to drive me home. So the fact that Kate is going and not having somebody drive her home, that's surprising to me. Because I remember them telling me specifically, I cannot leave there by myself. I have to have somebody to drive me home. They will not do the abortion without me having somebody to drive me home. So like I said, I'm very surprised that they did that with Kate. But again, hers was 2 years different. And when I had my abortion, it wasn't the same as Kate's situation, being in a bad relationship. I got pregnant 6 weeks after meeting the man who turned out to be my husband later on in life. Yes, I was a little fast that girl. You know, I was getting it in. And we was doing it wrong. It was stupid. I mean, back in the day, I did some stupid shit. But I had one of those type of pregnancies that was very hard for me physically. And the way the doctor set that shit up for me, they was like, you're not going to make it through this pregnancy. Either you going to die or this baby going to die. So you had to make the decision what you want to do. You want to take the chance and risking your life and trying to have this baby and risking the child's life, or terminate the pregnancy. I chose to terminate the pregnancy. That's what happened for me. My child would have been, Keena's 23. My child would have been 28 right now if I'd had the baby. And I think it was a boy. I didn't name it. I didn't name it unknown, but I think it was a boy. Because everybody in my family has one girl, one boy, and I only have one child, and it's a girl, so I think it's a boy. So anyway, so, you know, they went through the list of questions with her, and she ended up going back to have the abortion. But I can't remember the order of it because I watched this the other night. She went to go talk to Marc. And I thought she went to go tell Marc that she was pregnant by him. You know, he was already like, I knew he was going to come back to me. I knew he was going to miss me, yada, yada, this. Marc is the same asshole that he's always been. He's a heavy drinker, and I think for some reason at this moment she was testing to see if they could be in a relationship together, if they could be right, if they could be a family. And the movie Airplane came on. I used to love Airplane, Police Academy, all them. I used to get a good laugh out of them shows. And that was on, and she wanted to watch it. She was like, "Yeah, don't change the channel, please." And he was like, "Okay," because you know Marc would put it on when he wanted to put it on. He said he wasn't even laughing, you know, joking about it. He had to go get himself a drink. He was going to bring her back a drink or something like that too. And when the moment that he was gone, she was sitting there just reflecting or flashbacking on her parents, how they sat there and watched movies together and they would just laugh. They had an understanding. They shared the same sense of humor, that this was like a moment, and she just didn't see that with Marc at all. Not at all. So she bounced up out of there. You know, he was trying to come back to talk to her about music or what have you, and or whatever. Kate left. She left. Okay. Her strength in that moment, I was very proud that she was able to get up and walk away in that moment and say, "This dude ain't it. Fuck all that. You know, he ain't about that life." It makes me wonder why she carried so much emotional baggage through her life. You had so much strength in that moment. You had enough self-esteem in that moment to know that this motherfucker wasn't shit. That he wasn't nothing that you want in life. And you walked the fuck away. So I was just curious of why you held on to the hurt and the pain that he caused you. I don't understand that. Unless you walked away with regrets. Like I've left a relationship before that I knew this person was not shit for me, but there's something in my heart that was still pulling me to them. And sometimes I question whether or not that I could be happy with that person, like over and over again, time and time again. So in all honesty, I had never 100% walked away. If they called, I would pick up the phone. If they, something like that. But Kate left that shit alone for 20 fucking years. So it's amazing to me that she was still holding on to that shit, right? So like I said, she found him. Toby drove her down to San Diego. He was the same old bum hanging outside of the record shop like he was when she first met him, smoking a cigarette. He got some little 20-something-year-old person that's in charge of him, telling him what he need to do. He's still trying to manage a band, get a little residency here and there. And, Kate was asking him, what was it about our relationship that you remember the most? He's like, this what the fuck you came down here and talked to me about, girl? Bye. She's like, okay, fine, whatever. You know what? Forget it. He's like, okay, no, for real. Like, he said we were in love. And you were broken in all the right places. That is not a compliment. I was broken in all the right places. That says to me, and it said to Kate as well, you saw a weakness in me that you couldn't exploit. That's exactly what that means. I was broken in all the right places. No, sir. No, man, pay him. And Kate told him, no, motherfucker, no, not me. I wasn't broken. You was the broken one. You were a grown-ass man that took advantage of a child. I had just turned 17, 18. You was 24 years old. You took advantage of my vulnerabilities and exploited them. And she said, and I don't know why I've held on to let you control me, let your demons take control of my life. I ate up all my emotions, all my feelings in the form of food as well. I ate up a lot of food because of you and the damage that you done to me. And I'm just sitting here saying, Kate, in a way, you perpetuate. What's the word I'm saying? I can't say the word. It begin with P. Perpetuated. I think that's the word I'm trying to say. You nurtured that because you walked away. You walked away. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe it's the shame that I'm missing. Maybe that's the shame that that's what it is. It's the shame that I'm missing because but even with people in the physically abusive relationships, even if they get away, they still carry some of that with them all this time. But like I said, I think that comes with regret of not being able to fix the situation, not being able to control the situation, not being strong enough to walk away sooner. We didn't see that with Kate. I mean, she went back once. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. Y'all let me know down in the comment section. Y'all talk to me. But basically, Kate got her power back. She said, matter of fact, I'm handing your demons back to you, boo. There you go. Deuces. She chucked them and she walked away. And she felt so free and so clean. And she told Toby she apologized. She wanted to talk to him about it, but she didn't realize how much it was affecting her, how much it was eating her up. So then we go on to Madison and Kevin. And Madison, I told y'all last time, I don't like this Madison. I miss the old bubbly. I don't like this Madison. I disagree with her wholeheartedly for assuming that Kevin is finna give up his fucking life for her. When Kevin said, I'm just amazed that you act like you didn't know what type of life I lived. Okay, and then she tried to throw it. Kevin gets a phone call from his agent. His agent wants him to go film on set. Is still doing the C-19. They going to film up in Canada, right? He turns him down because he doesn't want to leave her side. He wants to be there for her through the pregnancy. Yada yada this, yada yada that. Madison said, "Go. You still got 5 weeks before the babies are even due. Go ahead, be with yourself." The average person knows when you're having twins, you know it most likely gonna have them early. Very, very few people carry twins to term. But she said, we got time. Go on, do your thug thizzle, right? So they trying to interview babysitters. Kevin wants this babysitter, this nanny, to come help out in the situation. Madison seems like she really doesn't have a choice in the matter, or she's really not down with having this nanny, because in Madison's mind, Kevin is supposed to be there for her. Why are we hiring in this, that, and the third when you the one who's supposed to be there for me? So during a part of this process, Kevin said something to the nanny about, are you able to travel, be on the road with us? And the nanny was like, I'm very familiar with this. I know how to do relocation easy, get people comfortable where they at, the environment, the new schools, the new friends, yada this, yada that. And Madison is like, what you mean, travel? What got me about this is that Kevin was not saying, once the babies come, I'm going to be on the road and I'm going to leave you here in the house by yourself with this nanny to take care of everything. He says, no, I want to take my family with me. That's what Kevin said. I appreciated that. I really did. But Madison felt like when he said that he was all in, that means he's finna drop everything for her. I don't even think Kevin and Madison love each other. I think Madison is infatuated with him, but I don't think Kevin love her at all. He's trying to love her. He's trying to make himself fit into this relationship. And honestly, despite that there's 2 babies on the way, I don't want them to be together. I really don't at this point. Madison get on my damn nerves. She too needy. She too fucking needy to me. Kevin has still not came into his own self yet. He still got a lot of stuff, a lot of growing up he still got to do too. But the fact that he's even willing to make an adjustment to his life and make you a part of it, and you know, to even offer to have you on the road. I know he may not be trying to put you on the road with the baby as soon as they jump out the womb. I don't think that's what his thought process is. But he wants his family to be with him. Unlike a lot of celebrities, they go on the road, they leave their families behind. He wants to take his family, be together. She like, yeah, be together here in our home. First of all, y'all ain't in y'all home. Ain't they still in her home? Y'all don't have a home together. Kevin moved in with you. Y'all quarantining together. If I'm not mistaken. No. So we go through flashback into when he was with Sophie, and he got offered this job in LA. His agent wanted him to go to LA to do some pilots and things of that nature. And Kevin is like, look, me and Sophie been together for 10 years strong. We ain't got to worry about that. And it's leading me to believe that when he went to LA, this is what broke him and Sophie up. I thought that happened later on in the relationship. Down the road. It wasn't when they was 18 years old that broke them up. It was later on down the road. And what is scaring Kevin now is that him and Sophie had 10 years together and they couldn't last. Him and Madison only been together 6 months, if that is long. I don't even think they've been together that long. 6 months that they decided that they was going to be a couple. 6 months they've been together, but I think only 3 months since they decided they was going to be a couple. So that concerns him now. So he's flashbacking on that, thinking on that now. So he decides to call up his brother. Because back in the day, Randall told him, don't go to LA. You're going to leave your new wife behind. It's going to cause you problems. It's going to cause stress in your relationship. And Kevin was like, we got this, dog. So now, thinking back on that moment, he want to ask Randall, what do you think? What do you think I should do? But Kevin and Randall still has this tension between one another that they have yet to talk about. They kind of eased up on it just a little bit. Kevin was saying, you know, he said some really horrible things to him. And, you know, but allowing him to get that apology out fully, Randall kept cutting him off. Like, yeah, we all said some things. Let him say what he gonna say. You know what I'm saying? But Kevin trying to beat around the bush. How's the family? You know, how's kids? Get to the point, Kev. Sometimes you just need to get to the point. But I understand your apprehension here because this is the first conversation that you really had with him. You talked a little bit about what Kate said about how he felt about being a black man growing up in a white household and all those emotions he had to hold in. And you know, first Randall was opening up and listening to him, but Randall dealing with his own shit right now too. So he really don't have time to listen to Kevin. And normally he would have. The Randall that used to be, the Randall from season 4 on back, would sit there, put all his feelings and emotions aside, and at least listen to what they had to say and try to help them figure out their problems. But remember, this new Randall was like, I can't do that no more. If I keep giving my all to you, giving my attention to you, then what is there left for me? So I need to take care of me first. So Kevin is grappling with the fact of whether he should leave Madison behind or even move forward with this relationship, because Madison told him, you take this time to decide if you really want to be in this relationship with me. And I'm thinking, bitch, you take this time, figure out if you want to be in a relationship with me. She said, I didn't need you. I told you before I didn't need you. That's you may not need him, but those children need their fathers. You a fucking selfish ass bitch. That's what I'm saying to you right now, Madison. That's that selfish as fuck. That this man is willing to be in the life of his children. He ain't gotta be with you, but he willing to be in his life with his children. You trying to deny him that by saying, I don't want nothing from you. You know, these children want for him. You know, these children want for him. So yeah, he's on his way to Vancouver. He's gonna be gone for a month, and he's gonna be deciding whether or not he's gonna come back and make this work with Madison. And I'm like, fuck on feed of grits. That's how I feel about it. So Randall, we still dealing with his viral video. He had to little shake me down, you know. Alright, go ahead on. Everybody's making fun of him, making jokes about his whole office staff. Had their little boxes on, little peck, you know, and they came dancing as soon as he walked in the office. You know, it was real funny, real cute. Well, Jawan brought in a piece of paper from him that they got off the constituent website. Hai Lang, who we thought was still currently in Vietnam. No, he's a New Orleans child. He in New Orleans. But he seemed like he was in Vietnam. But you know what, they do a lot of fishing in New Orleans. So he's in New Orleans. And he sent him a letter and said, hey, I heard the name William Hill in your video. And I think I know your mama. You know, not only did he name her by name, he attached a photo. You know, Randall brought her home to Beth, and Beth was like, is this her? He's like, I don't know. He says in this letter that my mama died in 2015. So that solves another mystery for her. She ain't still alive walking around. She dead. She died in 2015 of breast cancer. But Randall is feeling like if she was alive all this time, then my daddy lied to me. He told me she died the day after I was born. And she been alive all this time. And that just brings out a whole new set of anger. The same anger that I was feeling. Why the fuck she ain't look for me? And Beth was like, you know, I think you should call your therapist on this. It's like, no, I ain't got to talk to him about nothing. I ain't got to call my therapist. I'm good. Because he don't want to know that William lied to him. He don't want to feel that feeling. Like it's like, and then at the same time, he don't want to feel that he wasn't good enough for his mama to come looking for him. Like, but we don't know that she didn't look for him. But that's just the feelings you have, especially as a child. All these years, I'm 38 fucking years old. You just died 5 years ago, and you mean tell me you didn't never look for me? One thing that got me though is that Hyde said that he always knew Randall's name. He said he always wanted to tell him about his mama. Always? Oh, I gotta hear this story. Because right now, Laurel, I think I was pronouncing that name wrong. Laurel ain't looking too good in my eyes either. I think I kind of understand because, you know, on her dying bed, she made William promise to take care of this boy and make sure he had a house and a home. And because of her OD, she may feel like she failed herself. And she removed herself from his life. She thought that she would be a hindrance to this child. I get it. But fuck that. I get it, but it makes me mad, put it that way. So, Randall does talk to the therapist. And the therapist like, look here. When you was 9 years old, you start licking out your tongue to black people in the grocery store. I don't know what that's about. I used to do that. I used to lick my tongue out to just random ass black people in the grocery store. I don't know if he felt that if they would lick back or that there was some type of connection or bond or something. I don't know. But yeah, I used to do it all the time. And when he was 16, he had put an ad in the paper. Now this is the thing that gets me. Oh, that's because, okay, I was going to say that gets me. Randall didn't know William at this point. So he just knew his parents were out there somewhere. So he kept searching for Randall. I think I remember that episode. I thought we seen it because it just sounded familiar to me. That he put an ad in the paper and some random ass person showed up trying to scam him. Yeah, they showed us that. I remember that. And then at 35, you know, more things. He's steady trying to find out who he is, trying to connect with him. He met William at his age 35, you know what I'm saying? And learned so much more about who he is. The therapist told him, go all in. You already started the search for her. Keep on searching. There was some type of closure that you felt, some type of connection to your history, to who you are as a person, that you learned just from connecting to William. Why not find out more about your mom? You may find out that she had been looking for you all this time as well, the same way you were looking for her. You may find that out. You know what I'm saying? You may learn more. You may find other family members. I'm surprised that Laurel ended up in New Orleans. I know that's where William was from. So I'm surprised that she ended up there. And how did she end up with High? And is that little girl that we saw earlier, High's granddaughter, is she kin to Randall? I still want to know those things. So, like I said, Kevin had called Randall and was talking on the phone, but Randall was like, you know what? He had made the decision in that moment. I need to find out more about my mother. So he got off the phone with Kevin, leaving Kevin no closer to his decision than he was, still feeling like he needed help from his brother that he can't get. Like that wall is still there, and he just like, Kevin is a lost cause, man. He don't know who to lean on. Kevin really doesn't have a true support system. He truly doesn't. And he keeps finding broken ass women to be involved with. The one who wasn't as broken as him was Sophie, and he fucked her over to the point that he broke her. You know what I mean? So Randall and Beth, they both talked to High on the phone, and High was like, look, I would love to show you where your mother lived, what, you know, the things that she loved. So they're going to make a decision to go to New Orleans. I hope they take the girls. I do. I hope they take the girls. This will be a great learning experience for them too. You know, they was able to know William. I would love for them to learn about Laurel as well. It may be painful, but you know, I think that they should go. So that's pretty much how the episode ended. Well, Randall and Beth is going to end up going down to New Orleans to go meet High and see what all they can learn about Laurel. Like I said, she ended up dying of breast cancer. But I need to know, because High said that I always wanted to let you know, which tells me you always knew of my existence. So why did Laurel not come for me? Did she used to keep newspaper clippings of my football days? So remember, he was like, you know, a little football prodigy as well, same as Kevin was, and because he's so fucking competitive. You know, did she know things of him? Did she, like, just the fact that she woke up from her overdose and William and the baby was gone. Did you ever want to find William? Like, this was the love of your life. You leaving this at a point where this man think you are dead. I just can't. I don't like this feeling I get about her just with those my judgments. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, child, this is us. A long road to home. A long road from home. A long road to home. Episode 5, season 5. Thank y'all for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Tell me what y'all thought about this episode down in the comment section. We'll see each other next week. Peace.